But good morning, team. Hopefully you guys are having a good morning, had a good day off yesterday. Markets are looking very interesting as we get ready to wrap up the week over here. We had an interesting sell sequence, again, kind of in the futures market yesterday that's getting bought up now for a couple of reasons. We're going to go through those obviously in this video here, or in this stream. But guys, it's going to be fun today. I think those of you guys that are in LTMP, I was kind of hinting at this in the pre-market plan, depending on what happens today, I mean, the watch list for next week is going to be nuts. What I gave you guys this morning already looks really good. All of those tickers look great. But again, if we start to see some continued development today, we are going to have a lot of opportunity over the next few weeks here as these potential negotiations and kind of, let's call them de-escalation talks between, let's say, the US and Iran here start to kind of get going, if that ends up happening here. And then obviously we do have the developments with the trade talks as well. What is it? July 9th is the big day for those big, extension period that we've seen. So that is going to be interesting there too. But team, it is that time of day again. Say good morning to somebody in the live chat. If you guys would like to say good morning to me, would love to receive some good mornings over here. If you guys are new to the group, new to the stream, new to the channel, let me know. I'd love to welcome you guys in here. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys are hitting that like button on the way in. Costs you nothing to do it. Helps me out a whole lot over here. Let's see. We hit it yesterday or on Wednesday with FOMC. We're going to have a 100 like threshold on the stream here. That is the goal. Our like goal for today is 100. Let's see if we can get there. But guys, welcome back. Let's have a good day here. We got Daily Taylor, Todd, Rogue, Raul, Rycac, Diego, Eddie. Good morning, team. Nothing too crazy coming through the feed right now, but what we do have is kind of a front runner, I would say right now, for the next Fed chair starting to emerge. Fed Governor Chris Waller continues to stake out the most dovish position among his colleagues on the FOMC. Here's a quote from him. "I'm all in favor of saying maybe we should start thinking about cutting the policy rate at the next meeting because we don't want to wait until the job market tanks before we start cutting the policy rate or the federal funds rate." Waller hints at the committee dynamic. There isn't support for a July cut on the FOMC given current data, which raises a question: is he setting up to dissent in favor of a cut in July? Among those who want to be considered as Fed chair, Waller has arguably presented so far as the most intellectually rigorous case for cutting rates here. As we all know, President Donald Trump obviously wants interest rates to go down. And Waller right now has really been the only one that's been outspoken on his kind of, I don't want to say eagerness, but willingness, let's say, to come out and start decreasing the federal funds rate now and then seeing what happens later. So Waller is more on our side here, where we're saying inflation's probably not going to start moving a whole lot to the upside. The one thing that I thought was very interesting towards the end, I don't know if a lot of you guys saw this, towards the end of the FOMC meeting on Wednesday, was Powell was asked a question and they effectively said, well, the conditions back when you started cutting are either looking very similar to or a lot more in favor for a cut now than they did back then. So why are you holding off right now? And again, I get Powell's point where he's talking about, okay, well, there's a lot of uncertainty. Oil's moved up. You do have these potential effects of trade policy because, again, when you see a lot of these corporations import a lot of goods in Q1, which significantly depressed GDP, well, they were buying at lower prices and they're still selling those goods at those lower prices. So it's possible that they're delaying these effects of these tariffs on prices getting passed to the consumer. But by the time we actually see a lot of these trade deals done, I mean, it may not be any meaningful difference to price levels across the board. So Waller is on the side of let's just start cutting and see what happens. We can always pause. They don't really want to cut and then go back up. But at this point here too, I think July is an interesting argument for a cut. It's not being priced into the bond market right now. And again, you can see yields are up a little bit here. We still want to get down below that 4.31, 4.3 area. So we'll see what happens with that. But a lot of interesting setups here too, guys. Tesla's looking really good. Facebook's looking really good. HIM's looking good as well. I have an interesting lesson for you guys on the stream today as well. So again, make sure you guys are hitting that like button on the way in. We got the 100 like threshold today. Let's see if we can hit it. That is our like goal. So if you guys haven't hit that yet, make sure you guys do on the way in. And again, you guys all know the deal. Everybody gets their first 2 months for 50% off to the group, but we'll talk about that a little bit later as well. But welcome everybody. Eddie, Ian, William, Romeo, Daily, Taylor, Mad Max, David, Daniel. Good morning, everybody. So What else we got this morning? I don't think there's anything too crazy. I don't think there's really anything else crazy going on. I mean, you did say that they, Iran, what was the, I think it was a little while ago. Where was this? Senior Iranian official to Reuters, Iran is ready to discuss limitations on its uranium enrichment. So that is going to be the big news for today so far. What it looks like this new administration, or I don't want to say new now, they're 6 months in, or more than 6 months in, or 6 months in right now, is they're kind of governing through ambiguity. They're saying, oh, we don't know what we're going to do. We might join, we might not. In that type of ambiguity is a bargaining chip, because if let's just say, this is like, I'm kind of thinking glass half full here. Obviously, I do not want the U.S. to get involved in another war. But if you think about like what the response from these other countries could be, if the U.S. just said, no, we're not going to get involved, then there's no reason for them to negotiate, right? What do I think about the VIX? I mean, it's a volatility instrument. It's going to move based on the implied volatility on the S&P option chain. It's probably down a lot this morning. Let's see, are we public today? Yes, we are. HIMS looks good. SoFi, yeah, HIMS and SoFi both look good. HIMS, the weekly setup, looks really good. SoFi moving up here as well in the pre-market. So guys, remember when we were talking about this weekly breakout setup on SoFi? There's another one for you. I think you guys kind of see the point of this over and over and over again, where like I'll highlight things to you guys on the streams and it's like, oh look, we're right again. So USO, I'm not touching oil right now, because the problem is now is that if you do see these types of like de-escalation efforts, oil's just gonna tank back down. I wouldn't go near energy right now. SMCI is getting close. Yeah. This should actually be a little higher. Yeah, this looks really good here as well. Guys, there's a lot of really good setups based on geopolitical events. You don't want to be involved in those, because here's the problem. Okay, here's the issue. Oh, that's Colgate. This is the issue with trying to trade something like oil after the announcement. Like, you can go long energy down in these areas here that makes sense, but buying after the event, it like, the move has already been made, and then if you think about what could easily happen next in terms of like de-escalate, you get caught in these types of candles. It's like, I wouldn't be doing that. You know, I just don't, it's not a repeatable process to making money in the market, just waiting for geopolitical events to unfold and then gambling on it, you know? Like, actually what I would do now, if I were looking for, I would short oil is what I would do, but I'm not, because it's like anything can happen. Because like if you do see de-escalation efforts, and then what happens to oil? It comes right back down. It probably just comes right back down to the 200 and hangs out. But there's so many more efficient ways to place capital in the market. It just doesn't make sense to do that, you know? SMCI looks great though. A lot of things look good. From that watch list this morning, guys, we have a lot of really, really, really awesome setups here. So what's Novo doing? It's being Novo this morning. Market looks great though right now. This is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see a dud on FOMC. The sell sequence yesterday was interesting, and then they bought it right back up. So we're right back in the Powell range right now. If you break above, that's actually an interesting level to highlight. The upside of the FOMC range. If you get above there and you don't just aggressively reject off of what, 60, 71, 50, 60, 72, you could be off to the races in this market again. Granted, obviously there's a lot of other factors at play. You could easily see some like, oh, more missiles. But I think the market's really going to start focusing in on, yes, there are still going to be attacks, but they are going to kind of cling to the possibility of kind of talks about or uranium enrichment here. Zip Trader was talking about going long the VIX. Why? I don't understand that. If you want to hedge in this area in the market, you absolutely can. But like think about what could happen next. You have the next, let's say, 2 weeks where you could see more trade deals, which the market could easily like, which would send VIX down. By longing the VIX right now, you're effectively placing a bet on the fact that the United States would get fully involved in the Iran conflict and no more trade deals happen and they all go to the garbage is basically what you're betting on. Is that what I really want to do? If anything, I'd rather just stay in cash, you know? Like, cash is a position as well. Like, I think people forget that. It's like, you don't have to do anything in the market, guys. And that's the difference. It's like, that's the difference between the way, like, professionals will operate in the market versus amateurs. They'll be like, oh, I have to have some position. And it's like, no. Cash is a position. Everybody's been programmed since they've been in the school system or working a job that every single day when you show up, you have to take a certain amount of actions in order to feel productive or like participation points or like in order to maintain employment or like get the grade that you want. But the market is not that. Most of the time, in the market, the best decision is actually to not do anything. Most of the time. Have I ever shorted the VIX? You can't actually short the VIX. Well, you can short VIX futures, but I've had puts on like the ETNs before. But that's also the joke of it. You can't actually do that. You guys are crushing the like button today. Thank you guys. As you're filtering in, make sure you guys are hitting that. We're going to have a fun day today. 4 minutes to go until market open here. We have a lot of awesome setups. Where's Palantir's looking good too. Palantir looks good up here. This is an interesting one. Would I buy this one here? No. Would I short it? Absolutely not. And then once we get into market open, I want to give you guys a little bit of another lesson here. Just kind of like if you want to have, this is kind of the real way of thinking about things. Is like if you want to have different results than everybody else, you have to think and act differently than everybody else, and not fall into these like very, very easy to avoid logical fallacies. KMX for post earnings. Well, the chain's probably going to be a graveyard. So, I mean, we can look at it, but I would assume that chain is horrific. You know? We can look at it, but, like, it's not... It's up, what, 8%? Like, yeah, it could do it, but, like, if the chain is going to have, like, 100% spreads on it, like, there's no way I'm going to touch it, you know? So, all right, 3 minutes to go here. Market's looking pretty good. Where's my baby this morning? Is this AMD looking good? It's up a little. AMD is going to start looking really good here for a setup if you can let the 10 catch up. NVIDIA might as well. Yeah. How's Microsoft look? I mean, we can't do anything with that. That's gapping above the levels. Tessie, I know, looks good. Tessie looks really good. Yeah, it's like you really got to be careful with like there's a reason why the last 3 post earnings we highlighted and talked about, Zscaler, Dollar General, and obviously the big one, the big 1500% or Oracle, were all so good. It's like everything aligned. Even Zscaler, the reason I didn't take Zscaler was because of the spreads. But I know some of you guys were like, they're not that bad. Like it was kind of 50-50 on that one. But that one was, what, 800%? The Dollar General was 750%, all within the last 2 weeks in the group there. So good for you guys. Those of you guys that are in the group, whew, those gains have been nuts. Datadog, too, even those of you guys that held this one was looking epic. So I know a lot of you guys have made this one free. The next area that I would be taking profits on this one is 130, 132, and then you could sling the rest of it up to 136.62 if you have any left after the next one. That's how I would be looking at that one. Volatility on triple witch, I don't. Again, the moves that you see, it's not on the day usually. Think about it like this. Think about quad witching like a test. Are you gonna study for the test on that day, or are you gonna study in the days and weeks leading up to it? Like, let's say the week before. That's effectively what quad witch. So it's not triple, it's quad this time. But that's effectively what it is. And the reason why I say that is because there's large institutional positions out there in the derivatives market that all need to be hedged. The hedging part of this is the important part. So rollover, so it's really this week. Rollover started basically this week. You saw ES move weird, oil rolled over to the next contract, I think. But when these positions get rolled, you close the position, then enter the new one. Well, the market makers or whoever's on the opposite side of the trade have to hedge that. So is ding, 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 market's open. So is everybody going to do that on that day, or are they going to do it in the days leading up? Which is, I think, why people kind of blow quad witching out of proportion. And sometimes, like, they'll see big moves happen on these days, and they'll just say, oh, that's because of quad witching. And it's like, well, you don't actually know that. There could be other things happening, because logically you would expect everybody to start preparing for the expiration of a lot of these contracts here and then move accordingly. All right, hold on. SMCI hit there. It's a little early for me to be doing stuff. It's a little early. Again, I don't really like slinging things right at market open usually. So let's see. Tessie still looks good. You could make the argument for Tessie over yesterday's high, but we'll see. Does that make sense to everybody? Snow looks good. Again, maybe we look at this thing above, and that's why you don't screw around at market open, because all that volatility. Where's SMCI now? Yeah, we'll see. We could look for 5-minute opening ranges on some of these, but what's the market doing right here? Nothing crazy. What else did we want on here? A-Lab was another one. This is not, again, I was looking at this one, but it was gapping this morning, so that's why it didn't end up on the watch list for us. Coin up more. Jeez, this was another one that we were highlighting here on the weekly. Dude, this was another one for those of you guys that nailed this one. Good for you. Again, the group is very highly reviewed for a reason. But we'll talk about that more in a little bit once we get through market open here. Yeah, I like how SMCI looks here. It's very, very close to market open and anything can happen. HIMS, is it moving? Yeah, that looks good. It's got a nice weekly chart here. Like a really, really good weekly chart. Datadog, there you go. TP, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, everybody. And Datadog, I mean, that's the weekly. It looks nasty there, but look at that. Boom. There you go. Raul, congratulations, man. Yeah, so if you guys have any left after that, take profit there. Again, this purple line is where I outlined this one for the Less Trades More Profits group. Next one here, if you have any left, 136.62. Okay, Novo's getting railed here for some reason. That's no fun. Yeah, if this thing drops down to, what is it, 60, 70, 69, I'm probably going to buy more of it. That's where I could see it going down to. This is why we don't buy things that open. Where's SMCI? Tessie looks really good here too. Where's something like Nvidia? Nothing there yet. Market just kind of chopping around here. And then we can look at that KMX, CarMax, but oh yeah, no, we wouldn't even. No thanks. That opening candle's no good. Yeah, I like this. I just, again, the opening volatility on some of these, you want to give it at least 5-10 minutes usually in the morning. Yeah, Datadog still looks really strong here too. What did I say to you guys? I was like, you know, this one, if the market starts getting going a little bit here, you don't see any craziness, this one could get launched. There you go. TMC? Isn't this? What's a metals? Ooh. That's ripping. Good setup there too, if you nailed it. What are yields doing? We got to check in on those, and then we'll go through. Now we can do our little bit of a lesson here. All right, ready? This one. Oh, hold on. Hold on. What do you... Ooh. Uh-oh. Okay, so I'm pretty sure anybody that's hanging out on social media has seen this name here, Oscar Health. Now, these types of names here, if you hit them, great. You made some money. You bought at these lower levels, maybe you're up a lot. The thing that you always have to realize is that 99% of the time when you see a name get hyped up as much as it does, especially something like this, it does not go well over the long term. Maybe it goes well for a few weeks. But is anybody in this game to make money over a few weeks? No. We're in it to make money over the long run. So it's about changing the way that you think about the market. Like this is, I mean, this thing, if you're in this one, awesome. If you're up a lot on this thing from like what, 14, 13 to 21, great. Make it free. Take your initial investment out and then ride it. Because I would almost guarantee that the speed at which this one is moving, nobody actually knows what this company's doing. You also wouldn't buy this here. There's going to be a lot of people in here that are looking to buy this thing up here, and I just think that's a silly thing to do over the long run, because what happens? Where's the risk? It drops. Be very, 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 very careful with a lot of these guys. Just be careful. Let's see. Yeah, nothing has... Now I'd be more okay with taking something that's alerted, but... Or like, where's SMCI? Puts being bought? Yeah, I don't really care about that. Here's why. I bet there's an equal amount of calls being bought. Looking at open interest and people buying and selling, or buying options on either side, doesn't actually tell you anything about what's going to happen with price coming up. Like, we talked about this throughout this week. Like, somebody, or Jimmy was coming in and saying, like, look at 130,000 open interest on the SoFi calls. And I was like, okay, well, I could just look at the put side as well and see pretty much the exact same thing. So, okay, now that you have the full data picture, what does it actually tell you about price action moving forward? Well, the answer is no, it tells you nothing. Okay? So it doesn't actually give you the edge that people will say it does. Snow, yeah, I like this one. I like this one. I'd be okay with taking something small on this. If it hits. Why is AMD alerting? Dude, look at this. AMD, almost 132. Microsoft, you can't do anything on with a break, with a gap like that. It is moving, though. See? You just have all these gaps. There's snow. All right, let's see what the chain looks like on this thing. Oh, they ripped it on me there. Oh, that was so rude of them. Hold on. Hold on. Now where I wanted to go is busted. So hold on. Yeah, I'm not I don't think I'm going to chase this here. Hold on. Did anybody snag it quick? Like, I was trying to get really filthy fills on this thing for next week, just trade it small, and as soon as I went to go hit the order, it just ripped. The spreads just widened, and I was like, there's no way I'm getting filled on that. Yeah, I might have to burn that one. That's fine. That's fine. There's other ones. Where's Tessie? Tessie back down. That's interesting. You got it? Nice. This is FOMC high right here. 60.72. Jumped $1 as soon as you... Yeah, it literally just went vertical. I was like, yeah, well, I don't chase those. That's the other thing too, guys. Never, ever, ever chase. Which you always have to realize that there are so many other setups that will... If this market continues like this and just grinds, do you know how many setups there are going to be? A massive amount. Like an absolutely insane amount. So, again, for those of you guys that don't know, again, the... what was I going to say? Everybody gets 50% off their first 2 months to the group here. Use code June. The link's at the top of the live chat. It literally is only $1 a day, guys. I mean, for all of the epic multi-100% and multi-1000% trades I'm outlining for you guys every single week, you should probably be in there. But again, you guys get the private live streams every single day, the full course curriculum, both the courses, the Day Trading Mastery course and the Swing Kings course, the pre-market plans every single day, the full watch list of stocks and cryptos that are about to explode before they do, the macro research reports, single stock research reports, weekly market research reports. I'm probably missing some stuff too because the amount of value in there is just nuts. But yeah, so if you guys want to hop in there, I'll throw the link in the live chat here for you guys too. But yeah, after, I think June, we're going waitlist only here, so you won't be able to hop in. Yeah, we're really sneaking up there to that FOMC high. Where's Tessie? Where is Datadog? Is this thing still ripping? No, but you did hit, what, that kind of second TP area after making it free, so good for you guys. Snow's at the highs there. Yeah, it just ripped on me. I mean, I was looking to get these contracts at like 70, and then they ripped to 85. I was like, nope, not touching that. Daily Taylor, very true. Oh my God, we're 10 likes away from 50. We might hit that 100 like threshold today, team. Thank you guys, appreciate it. There goes Snow. Yeah, that happens sometimes. They just rip them and there's not much you can do. Let's see. Where's Palantir? Flatline. This could actually be a setup for it into the next week here. DG is, yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna. It's a good post earnings consolidation setup here. Like if you want it, I would go above 114.58 there, that high. Let's see. Yeah, market doesn't want that high yet, but it is sneaking up there. You break that, you might get a little action. Randy, I did not see that, but Bitcoin in the next few months, it has a really, really good weekly setup here, I think. I mean, it looks good. Like, you look at this on a weekly time frame, this looks filthy. If you are able to break above, what is it, 110,000, what is this high? 110,651, you easily could go right up to 120. Snow's kind of back down to that entry level, but I will never buy a retest like that. So, and again, I'm fine with just staying in cash if I need to. Fine with me. But yeah, Bitcoin looks very, very, very good on the larger time frames. A lot of wicks, but yeah. So maybe Snow hits, maybe it doesn't, but I'm not going to be buying that off of the retest. There's nothing I've ever talked about before in any videos with you guys about buying retests. XPO. That looks pretty good too. Trucking, that could be fun. I'll throw an alert on it. Doesn't mean I'll trade it, but yeah, nice consolidation on top of the 200 there. I like that. So you did just retest the breakout level there on Snow. That's funny. What else do we have? I mean, the watch list that you guys are going to get this weekend is going to be nuts. Where is the... Yeah, and you have all weekend to go through the Swing Kings course videos, guys. It's literally going to take you probably like... You go through those videos, you're going to be right along with everybody else. Where is... Oh, actually, SMCI. Yeah, I'm not really all that excited about touching that yet. Snow looks good. Avigo looks good, but hasn't broken. Where is Avigo? Nothing there yet. Facebook is another one. That, I mean, what have we talked about all this week? We really just want to see us get through a couple of hurdles, see if we can get some de-escalation efforts, and then set ourselves up for even better trades next week. But again, you guys saw last week the 1,500% Oracle, the 800% Zscaler, the 700% Dollar General. What else was there? This week, the Data Dogs were absolutely nuts for you guys. So even in these little uncertain environments, there are still epic trades to be had. Yeah, this could be the candle where it attempts. Let's see, we're 15 minutes in. Here comes the market slipping. Let's see. Yeah, again, I really just want to see how this thing behaves today and then really get some good setups for next week. Again, less trades, more profits, guys. The sooner you adopt that type of methodology, the sooner you're going to actually start having success in the market, which, again, that's why I named the group the way that I did. Less trades, more profits. Where's Tesla? Chopping around. Sofi, is this thing still looking good? You still got a nice weekly break out there. That one's still intact. Sammy, oh, dude. Okay, I want to give a big shout out to Sammy. Sammy just joined the group, like what, 2 weeks ago? I just saw in community gains, 331% on the Datadog trade. Dude, absolutely epic work there, man. Congratulations, man. That's the point. It's like you come in, you take like not a whole lot of time to understand what we're doing, and then you get to go nail trades like that. So Sammy, absolutely awesome work there. You might be lurking in the live chat. I don't know, but that's awesome. Good for you, man. Really, really good work there. And also many, many more awesome trades to come. That's epic, man. Where's him? I mean, that looks like it could go on a nice slow grind up here. Another AMD push? 130. Wow. That's great, man. I mean, AMD almost looks like it has the juice more than NVIDIA does, which is great. You guys know the deal, though. I own a lot of AMD. So obviously, I'm pretty happy when it's up 4% on the day. I don't have any plans on selling this anytime soon either. I was thinking about it after the oh, today's the day, guys. Today's the day that my covered calls from last year expire. That's great. They're expiring worthless. I was selling those in here. That really made my basis zero on those. Then threw a lot of that into yin. Doubled it. Yeah, Bitcoin very flat on the week here. I mean, up 1%. Yields aren't really moving around. Where's oil? Oil's kind of been the snitch recently. If oil starts moving, that's when you start to be like, all right, something's happening, but you don't really see a whole lot of that right now. Happy anniversary? It's not it'd be happy expiration, man, not anniversary. Sammy, great work, though. 300% on Datadog. That trade idea from this week really hit nicely. Great work. Ooh, little movement in yields. Do we have any data today? I don't think we do. Oh, my computer might freak out. Market watch. Hold on. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think there's any crazy data coming out today. There we go, Sammy. Still learning. Awesome, man. That's great. I love seeing, especially you new people coming in and just like, it's just a testament to the system and the way that I trade in the market. It's like anybody can do it. You come in, even if you're the best trader in the world or if you're like inexperienced, have never traded anything. I mean, it's just so simple, guys. Like, keep it simple, but so effective. 330% on one of your first trades in the group with us, buddy, is no joke. Sammy, did you hit Oracle too? Because that strategy is even easier. Like, Sammy, did you nail Oracle too, buddy? See, this is what I was worried. This is the FOMC high, 60.72, and you sold very aggressively away from that. So market's still in limbo here. Doubtful I take any new positions after that type of movement. Heard the phone buzzing. What do we have for news here? Nothing. XAI boosts yield to 12.5% on $3 billion in bonds. In $5 billion debt raise, $1 billion term loan offered at 12.5% fixed. Another at SOFR plus 725 bips. Yeah, it's not market movement. AMD, dude, strong. Look at this thing. I mean, if the market continues lower from here, obviously AMD is going to give some back, but that's awesome. I think, is this green on the year now? It should be. Yeah, it's 9% on the year. There we go. This could be the time where AMD really starts to step it up. That'd be great. I don't think I'll sell any more AMD for like a few years. I think I'll let it just sit there. I did sell last year, though. I sold a little bit last year. Oh, dude, my leg hurts. I got bruises everywhere. Yeah, I wonder if Sammy nailed Oracle, too. I know he's in here. Sammy, did you hit it or not? Because that would be nuts. You come in, you hit 1,000%, and then 1,000% plus, and then 300% Datadog. Dude, it doesn't get much better than that. All right, and then again, any tickers that you guys want me to take a look at for you guys in this stream here, let me know. Any questions that you guys have about trading, investing, the market, macro, anything, that's what I'm here for. That's not what you want to see if it like sneaking up to FOMC high. That's why I highlighted this level for you guys this morning. I was like, if you break there, the market's probably going to get a little bit filthy, but you also have the ability for it to sneak away from it. So that was the key level that we were watching there. Oxy, what's up, Treetop? How you doing, man? What's it looking like? That's an interesting setup there. Marvel was already one that I highlighted for all of you guys on one of these breaks down in here. I know a lot of you guys nailed this move. So I forgot about Marvel. Marvel was another one that the group hit this week too. So yeah, there you go. Boom. There's another one. You're in on AMD right now. I would hope you bought that lower because I'm not touching this now. But Sammy, did you hit Oracle with us? That's my question for you. And again, guys, as you guys are filtered in here, keep smacking that like button. We are halfway to the 100 like goal today. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. You guys are crushing it, man. And again, usually these streams are on every day at 10:30 because the daily streams are usually just for the Discord, but Fridays I come on with you guys here. You're really just gonna be, it looks like you're just kind of chopping in the FOMC range right now, which is like this. I mean, I could just highlight it for you. Is it this one? Yeah. Bloop. See? Just chopping in the FOMC range. AMD looking for new highs. I love it, man. Yeah, it's a good setup here, but I'm not really going to be looking at this one, I don't think. It's just when things start to move weirdly right at market open, it's like, I'd rather just burn them. SMCI, though, if that were to start going, I'd be interested in this because if like you can see some really we've nailed some big trades on SMCI in the past. So it'd be nice to hit some of those again. But at the same time, too, like thinking about the performance that we've had over the last few weeks here, like I'm just sitting waiting patiently for the perfect setups to form. That's it. Less trades, more profits. Keep it simple. Yeah, where's Tessie? Because Tessie is one that I'm watching like a hawk over the next couple days here. Yeah, testing the 10. I like that. Where's Facebook? Selling. We'll see what happens with it. Again, 708.92. 709 is what we're looking for on that one. 100% on your AMDL shares and your Roth? Nice. I'm probably up. I don't know. What would the calculation be from 11 to what's? Oh, it's over 1,000% on my AMD shares. I know that. It's maybe 1,300% here. Something like that. 1,500% on my AMD position. It's pretty good. Yeah, I like how this looks. What else do we have? We'll go a little bit through some of the other ones in the watch list for today because I'll give you guys a couple freebies, but the big watch list is going to be coming out for the Discord on Sunday, which are probably going to still include a lot of these. AVGO, that's got to hold. If that sells off there, we're not going to be looking at that one. Amazon, where's Amazon actually? Oops. It's all right. Yeah. Oh, where's Pins? I didn't have an alert on this one yet, but yeah, Pins is going to have my attention next week. How do you know about a perfect setup? Well, first, we need to understand that perfect setup does not mean that we know for 100% sure that it's going to hit. It just means how the chart looks, right? We talked about this last time. Yeah, RKT is another one. The ranges are a little too big on that one right now. Like Pins, I would say is almost a perfect setup. Just the way that it looks up and just really, really nice flatlining convergence into the 10. That's close to a perfect setup there. That wasn't very nice. Did you trade dailies on that, Romeo? Or you front run it? You love front running those. Yeah, I'm not touching that one. It gapped up. It broke the range. It's like, meh. But even then, it's like, okay, if it hits what? 212.52, you're done. Yeah, so this is the FOMC range right now, highlighted for you guys in yellow. APLD or SOUN. You don't want either of those right now. This is, oh man, guys, this is what I'm trying to, I'm like, I know there's a lot of you guys too. There are a few of you guys in particular that just like haven't gotten it yet. When stocks do this, you run away. It's not that I'm saying that there's a 0% probability that they don't go back up, but it is highly unlikely off of the moves that they've made. When you see a chart that looks like this, you don't go near it anymore. It's done. Okay? Do not, like, this, the hype train is over. These, like, smaller market cap, like, hype names, it's like, just, I understand that everybody wants to come in and just be like, oh, look, this stock ran, let's do it again. And it's like, no. You got to be so careful. That one, this is not a very bullish looking setup on the chart here, but almost every single instance where I see everybody talking about a ticker, like APLD was one that I know a lot of the people in my group got in like the 5 or 6 range. Were you wrong for jumping into Sofi? Yeah, I don't know what you're doing there. I mean, like, yes, or Wednesday you could have maybe seen this as a setup, but this isn't really one that I'm looking to trade in the short term here. Ride that back down. Yeah, I mean, the problem is that everybody is thinking like I think a lot of people think about the market, one, too short term, and two, from a perspective like that this is the last setup that you're ever going to see. There's never going to be another. No. That's why you guys can see me be so relaxed all the time with like a snow. Let's say that snow actually just ended up skyrocketing. I don't actually care. Because I know that when I go through the list for everybody, I'm going to find 10 more. You know? But last time we were trying to decide if you should pull it all out. Oh, that's good. Jeff, so you managed it very well. Which I think you're in the group too. But that, like the thing... Whoa, hold on. What was that? That's a candle. Are they doing it again? I think that's the activist. That's the activist again on Nova. Like, I got it. Maybe I can try and find a way to, like, verbalize this better for everybody. But, like, there are just certain things that, like, I will see in the market that just cause me to run away. And it's the things that cause everybody else to just run towards it. It's like that shiny object syndrome that people are like, ooh, everybody's talking about it. It must be good. And the real truth is that when everybody's talking about something, 99% of the time, it's garbage. I don't care about the one that works. I care about what happens in the times that it doesn't, you know? Yeah, they're doing something on it right now. Interesting. All right, we'll see what happens. The other thing that I tell the group all the time is that, like, the outcome of one individual trade is meaningless. It doesn't matter. Win or lose, it does not matter. Because what I'm thinking about is, like, how things will perform over time. Like, what do we have a good understanding of what's going to happen if we continue to operate in the market the way that we do? Well, we're going to make money. But we also know that there are going to be some trades that just don't play out. But as long as you're following all of the rules that are outlined for you, it's going to be very difficult to put yourself in a very, very bad position. When people put themselves in a bad position is when they just are like, oh, we're going to do something else now. They're going to stray away from what they know works. That's when things get bad. Like, I could just sit here and hype stuff up for you guys, but that doesn't do anything for anybody. I saw Cat this morning. The reason why it's not on the list is because of how wonky it was last time, but it does look good. So this is one that we can look for. But I would go small size on that one. Something's going on with Novo here, and I don't know what it is. But those are some big boy buyers stepping up. But it's got some volatility on it. Let's see. Like, this is a perfect example of this one. Like, this thing right here is probably at some point going to be a retail light your money on fire type of trade. Because people are going to see it on social media and be like, oh, I want to buy it because it's up and everybody's talking about it. And it's like, okay, good luck. It'll go up 10, 20, maybe even 50%. Maybe it even doubles from here. But it won't go up forever. Where's Tessie? That's still looking really good in there. Coiling, I like that. I really like how this looks. Facebook might be another one if it holds on. It's really got to hold on here. What are yields doing? Nothing crazy. We almost don't even need our zone here anymore on the 10-year. We don't really need that one. We are about 40 likes away from the like goal today, guys, too. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. But yeah, make sure you guys are hopping into the group before the end of the month. Make sure you use code June so you're not paying full price for the first 2 months there. The link is pinned to the top of the live chat, but I'll throw it in here for you guys too, just so you guys have it. People are primed to think it's up. Buy. Yeah, it's just there are better ways to operate in the market. until you see it, it's going to be, you might continue struggling. Market is crazy. It's off of the like Iran willing to negotiate their uranium enrichment. That's the only really big news that I've seen. And then you also had Waller this morning talking about his willingness to cut rates. So, I mean, he's kind of looking to be the front runner for FOMC chair. He wants the throne. He wants that throne. Let's see. So, what's Sofi doing here? Yeah, it looks good. Looks good, man. Yeah, Novo up and down. We've seen that a few times. Those big buyers step up on it and they just hammer it. You're like, whoa, but then it doesn't stick. Market slipping here. So now you're at the bottom side of the FOMC range. Poking back through. Yeah, this doesn't look like it's going to be a day for new positions, but we'll see. They're not negotiating anything, just buying time. No, that's not necessarily true. The Trump administration is like, they're, I hate to say it this way, but ruling through ambiguity is a good way to describe it. That's who's buying time, not anybody else. They're going to keep doing what they're doing. But the fact that the administration keeps saying, oh, we might get involved, we might not, that ambiguity is buying them time. Because if they just said, no, we're not going to get involved, or yes, we are going to get involved, then a certain sequence of events will just immediately play out. It's like China and Taiwan. It's the same thing. Like if the U.S. said, no, we're not going to protect Taiwan, then China invades. If the U.S. says, yes, we are, then some interesting other things might start to happen. But the fact that they say, oh, we don't know what's going to happen, I think they do. I think the U.S. is kind of on the same side of the one China policy, though. So that one gets a little weird. But it's the same thing. It's just making sure that people don't go outside the borders until they can kind of come to whatever agreement they want to come to. So you're poking towards the downside of the FOMC range right now. That's what's highlighted for you guys in yellow. Yeah, they hit this thing hard. I mean, look at the volume spike in here when they did this. Watch. Boom. It's interesting. SoFi looks great. Again, what have we talked about on SoFi, especially from a weekly perspective? If you can get these weekly like if you close above 1522 today, I think if the market again holds on, you have a very good shot at getting up to the 17s in like the next month and a half on SoFi, which would be very nice. Where is Neo? Is this thing doing anything? Nah, just bleeding out. What else? Palantir. I mean, that's an interesting weekly candle. Let's see, is there anything else coming through the feed? No. Very slow in terms of news today, which I would kind of expect. Again, be very, very careful about holding anything over the weekend as well. Like our whole plan this week was, remember, see if we could catch anything good. Which again, Datadog, congratulations. That one was an epic trade for you guys. And then really seeing, like, after we get through the FOMC hurdle and then getting more developments on what's again going to unfold in the Middle East. Where can we then go from there, and then how do the charts look really heading into next week? And that's really what my main focus is. You guys will, especially those of you guys that are new, I am never in a rush to do anything. There's never a need to be rushing in the market to say, oh, we got to do something now. No, never, ever, ever. That's how you get yourself into big trouble. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. Yeah, you're holding this FOMC low for now. Where's my baby? Oops. AMD, how are we looking here? Still good. You got, what, 4-ish minutes left on this candle here? Let's see what happens to it. Yeah. CAD does look good. I have an alert on it now, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to touch it. I might, but... Really good setup there, though. So let's see. If it breaks today, I'd be okay with something like that with, like, July's. I'd be all right with that. It's just wonky. The thing trades like very strangely. What we want is to try and catch a gap like that. That's ideally what we want. So yeah, keep an eye on that one. Then Tesla, then all the other ones that I've outlined for you guys. You still think it's going to take a dive? I don't think it's going to take a dive. I think that if it breaks 5130, it's going to nuke. But right now, the weekly chart looks good. But right now, it like doesn't mean like that I would buy it here, you know? Like I liked it, and I outlined this for everybody at 30 to 31. Well, if I like it down here, I don't like it at 62, right? So it's like Palantir. It's like it's not one that you buy, but it's not really one that you would short here. This is one that you just kind of stay in cash on, because I think when people look at charts and look at the market most of the time, they'll be like, oh, I have to, like the conclusion that you have to come to is long or short. But a lot of the time I'll look at charts and just be like, it could go either way. Which just means stay away, don't touch it. Because it could do anything. You know? That's how I want you guys to start thinking. It's like you got to have a certain set of, this is what I teach. You got to have a certain set of criteria that you're looking for. If it hits, that means yes. Everything else basically just means no, stay away from it. Like I'm not one of those people that's going to come out and give you like 100 like long-term investment. No. Because that doesn't do anything for anybody. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help your analytical skills. It doesn't help your portfolios. It doesn't help you at all. Right? Ooh, 33 likes away from 100. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, slow day so far here. I mean, you got a minute or 2 minutes left here to hold this zone. It's not a really big zone. We're just kind of watching it. The big level was really the FOMC high, 60.72. But also, Jeff, if you're buying shares in a company, like think about why I buy shares in companies that I don't plan on selling in 5 to 10 years unless there's something that materially changes with the thesis. So you either have to think about, is this a trade or is it an investment? Right? Because like I will use the skill sets that we have in trading to get good entries on investments. But I won't just say, oh, like if it like in a lot of these different examples, like, oh, just because the stock is up a little bit doesn't mean that I'm going to sell it. If the valuation gets so out of hand that it just doesn't make any sense for the earnings coming out with the company to be able to withstand that type of valuation, then yes, I'll make a decision because that's a thesis change. That's things have played out, you know? But a lot of the time, even when that happens, it's not selling the entirety of a position. It's trimming it. It's like getting the initial investment back plus profits and then letting the rest of the position run risk-free in your portfolio, which is always nice, you know? But I hope this stuff is making sense to you guys because like these are some of the most important concepts of having long-term success in the market. RKT does look good. It's just rangy, you know? like this is a big range from like 14.23 to 13. It looks good though. But it's not like sometimes I'll go for stuff that doesn't look completely perfect, but this one just looks a little bit less than that, you know? It could still play out. But I don't think I'm going to be doing a whole lot today. I want to see what happens over the weekend, and then going into next week, what do we get? You're trying to play, then pull a profit, then leave some for investment? That's fine. You can do that too. You're playing a dangerous game though. You got to be careful doing that. Because sometimes in order to like really hit those consistently, you have to size very aggressively. But if you size very aggressively and get it wrong, what happens? Uh-oh. You're taking bigger losses than you need to. Yeah, Hims looks good here. Like, Hims is a great example of this too. Like, when I say that, like, oh, this is not something that you really want to go near right now, that's not me saying that it can't go up. It can go up. But in terms of the risk to reward profile on the chart, it doesn't make sense. If that's how I'm looking at things. Everything that I look for and look at in the market, guys, is from a perspective of what is the probability of the different outcomes. And then what makes sense to do from there. It's a very, very disciplined approach. It's not, oh, look, stock could go up, let's just buy some of it for fun. No. All right, you closed in the FOMC zone, but you're selling still. So let's see. Yeah, it's a good-looking chart here on the weekly. Cup and handle? I mean, kinda. I don't know of any cups that you guys own that got this big thing sticking out of it, but no, I see what you're saying. But I just like, these are the most important concepts in the market, and you gotta understand them. If you don't, you're going to put yourself in really bad positions more times than you need to. Just be very, very, very careful, guys. Let's see. I'd like for Novo to get back above 74, but I mean, I really don't care. Like, I own it at 62.50. If they sell that thing sub 70, I'm going to start buying $30,000 blocks of it again. Well, not again, but I will start doing that. I don't know why I've picked 30 as my number. It's just in my head as that. To just start smacking it. Yeah, very slow on the news feed today, guys. I mean, it might be that these people are just taking the day off today too, but I have not seen anything material during market hours yet. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, but keep asking questions, those guys. Like, keep asking. Yeah, you're holding off with the zones for now. Where's Tessie? I just kind of want to keep watching this. Dude, it's starting to look good. I like it. I like it a lot. Facebook, if it holds. Snow's back up there, but I'm going to leave this one alone. Really good looking chart here for a trade, but I'm just going to leave it alone. It gapped. Again, like, things need to align for me to want to put capital at risk. Which is how we end up with, like, think about it like this, guys. The reason why I'm so picky, and also, it's actually the other way. The reason why I'm able to hand you guys those big multi-100 percenters or big multi-1,000 percenters all the time in the Less Trades More Profits group is because of how picky we are. We're squeezing 5? Oh, maybe. Circle too risky? I mean, I would not buy this here. I also never buy IPOs either. Like they just are, like, you don't have enough information, you know? But this is another one where it's just like, oh, everybody's talking about it. It's like, I don't like doing things that everybody's talking about. Because everybody, the collective everybody, is usually stupid. Like, no, I don't even think you can short this right now. WHR? You can take a look at that. Is that, what is this? West High Yield Resources? No. Metals? How's gold doing today? Nothing. Silver. Big gap down. Like, that's how I think about it, guys. Like, this is, okay, this is the other way I think about it. It sounds really bad, but, like, this applies to a lot of things, and it'll keep you guys very safe. It's like, okay, just think about, like, let's say average intelligence of a human being. Average. It's probably fine, but it's, like, not great. Just by the law of large numbers, 50% of the people that you interact with, on a, like, walk past ever, are going to be below that area. Okay, so then if everybody is talking about something, there's a higher likelihood than not that it's probably not going to be great. So you got to avoid groupthink in the market, is basically what I'm saying there. You got to avoid the masses. What you want is for you to be able to identify something and then the masses follow it. Because then that's when things can get interesting. Then you get really good sells on it. It's like AMD or Palantir or Sofi or all of these other ones that I've given you guys at these really low levels. We're looking for that. We're not looking to buy with everybody else. Facebook's holding that 10 right now, which looks good. It's just got to hold here. If it holds here, it's fine. It'll stay valid for next week, but yeah, market's looking a little icky. Ooh, we're like 30 likes away from 100. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. That's the new threshold. It's the 100 like threshold now. That's our goal for the streams. Thank you guys. Yeah, circle moving. You got a lot of things going on here. What? Palantir's looking pretty good still too. Yeah, that's a good setup here at the high. So you could actually see another burst. The problem with now on Palantir is that, like, you're not, I probably wouldn't trade this now either. Like, just looking at it, like, you'd have some setups in here. You get a burst. It comes down. You got a little bit more volatility at these highs as more buyers and sellers come in and kind of battle it out at this, like, really stretched valuation that it's commanding in the market. You know, so it's probably not going to be one that we look to trade a whole lot unless it sells off aggressively and then starts to flip back up. But up at these levels, I'd leave it alone. Yeah, I mean, a market today that just kind of flatlines, just ends up flat going into the weekend is really, really good for us. Like, really good. That's what we want to see. You don't want it to nuke to these lows. That's bad. Where's, like, Roblox? Whoa, this thing's been moving. Oh my. Where's Hood? Yeah, that's another one. It's just kind of grinding here. I probably wouldn't touch that either. Like, there are going to be some tickers that just start, they're going to need a lot of time now to grow into their new valuations, and then you can see the market kind of get those bursts on it, but not right now. QUBT, is this setting up? Yeah, this was nasty if you just held it. But yeah, these quantum names are going to be wild. It is setting up again here. These are going to have a lot of volatility on them. Like, a lot. Just careful with them. Market getting clapped. Big candle. Oh, hold on. No news. No news. Or not that, at least not that I've seen yet, unless it's on, let me check this account. This guy's probably tweeting today. Nope, nothing. Only 8 minutes ago, the EU abandons the proposal to lower the price cap on Russian oil to 45. 16 minutes ago, U.S. issues fresh Iran-related sanctions. That's it. That's all I see. CMG Weekly. Let's see what we got here. Daily actually is tightening up here and looks good. No, that's too wonky. It's too rangy in here. This is not one that I want on from a weekly perspective. On the daily chart, you do have a good setup in here, but is it textbook? Not really. Yeah, market just got ripped down there. It's got to be off of the Iran sanctions, but that was a news candle that there was no news on. It could just be really low volume trading today that's just moving markets around. But like, as long as you can hold around flat in the market today, we're going to be looking great for next week, which is kind of why, remember what I've been saying all of this week. It's like, get through Wednesday, see what happens Friday, get prepared for next week. Like, having Datadog for you guys this week was just a gift. The market gave you a gift. It was like, here you go. Here's an epic trade, even on a week where you probably shouldn't be doing a whole lot because the conditions were low probability. Next week, we can get back to slightly higher probability conditions. BN Weekly. Probably. So this is the thing that you're going to start to... Yeah, that looks good. This is what you got to realize, though. Step one, so for all of you guys hopping into the group, step one is being able to identify what the setup is, what looks good, what looks bad. The second step is identifying which of those are actually ones that we want to be trading, which are usually going to be the big tech names, the names that people are more heavily interested in than other ones. Like, if this breaks out, is a large group of investors going to start bidding it up? Probably not. So here's the other interesting thing too. Like, when I talk about like, oh, retail and all these other like people just like flying into charts, the reason why we are entering right where we are, guys, is because that's the first spot where people are going to be starting to get very interested in these aggressive moves. And then you see the follow through. So when we talk about aggressive follow through, that's people all flying into the name at once, being like, oh no, we're late, we have to grab it now. So our entire thing that we're doing all the time is taking advantage of those people every time that are just coming in late to the moves and chasing them. That's why these gains can be so big and so fast. Because that element of the market is exactly what we're taking advantage of. It's like the Wolf of Wall Street quote. It's like, when you read about it in the Wall Street Journal, it's already too late. Which is why we're in before. So hopefully this stuff is starting to make sense to you guys and you're thinking about the market in a little bit of a different way. Because again, if you want to have different results than everybody else, you have to think and act differently than everybody else. Very simple logic. Yields popping up there a little bit. Nothing too crazy though. Did oil move on this? I don't think it did, but we can take a look. No. So this doesn't have to do with the Middle East conflict because oil's not moving. So this is just probably nonsense. Let's see. But yeah, good setup. I mean, that looks good. Will I touch it? Probably not. Where's Cat? Did that thing sell off with it? Yeah, but it's still near the highs. This one's showing a lot of strength here. Ooh, got a price target increase too. All right. Yeah, we'll be watching this one. That'll be a good one. That'll be a good one to watch. Yeah, very slow today in terms of the news coming out, which is surprising. Facebook unveils new smart glasses with Oakley. Those look pretty cool. Yeah, I don't see anything else. Yeah, I mean, the other thing too is that wild card of this weekend where it's like, what happens? Does the U.S. get involved? Yeah, Roblox is crazy. I looked at that earlier. I haven't seen that in a while. You know what I would like to take a look at? Where's Rivian? 13. Ooh, it does look flat on the week. How does this look? Actually, you're bouncing off the 200 here. If you start to shift back up and get a nice little setup here, I mean, Rivian could be one that we end up watching. What do we need on this? 363, 364.50. All right. Yeah, oil's not really moving. So I wouldn't say that this move down has to do with Middle East conflict. It's something else. Come on. Very slow. It's not going to be anything. Next week, I think, has the potential to be incredibly fun. Even this week was. Like, Datadog was good. And what? Palo Alto? That was good. I mean, those both were ones that I actually ended up day trading because I just didn't want to hold the risk into FOMC. I could have held both and just nailed Datadog for another 300-400% trade. But, I mean, was it worth that risk? I mean, could have been. Where is AMD? Yeah, AMD's selling off with the market there. That's fine, though. That thing still looks really strong. Is this more news? I'm bored. I love seeing people like just poke at like these big fund managers and then seeing them get angry. Oh, dude, it's so funny. Andy and Lord Fed on Twitter is the funniest thing. ZS is setting up, I think, still, isn't it? For a post-earning. Oops. Post-earnings consolidation play. Yeah, that looks good. The chain's going to be icky. But yeah, that does look good. Post-earnings consolidation setup. I like that. I mean, I'll throw an alert on it, but it doesn't mean that I'll touch it. Yeah, Nvidia might be here for us next week. That could be another one here too. But AMD is the one that looks like it has the juice. Where's SMCI? Yeah, I mean, I'd give this one time too. And this is a great example, guys, of why we don't buy gaps at the open. Like this is like, so what sometimes will happen is like I'll say, oh yeah, we don't buy gaps, and then somebody will point to an example and be like, well, this one worked, and it's like, well, you're showing that you don't have the ability for like abstract thought and like being able to think of things in like general terms. Like in general, when we see these big gap ups at open here, they typically get sold into and you don't really have a good spot to put your risk. But pointing to the one example that might play out where it just goes off to the races doesn't actually do anything for us as market participants, right? More often than not, you will see instances like this where if you bought the gap at the level that we were looking for, you're not going to be in a good spot for success. So you wait. You don't buy the gap ups. That's why I say we don't buy gap ups, we sell them. Are they listed by priority on which one will run first? No. No, they're just listed on when I see them. So the best thing to do, and this is the thing I tell everybody, is like you got to have alerts for all of them. Like have alerts at the levels that I outlined for you guys in the watch list section. And then it really is up to your discretion on which ones you want to trade. Like I won't trade all of them. I'll trade some of them. Like, but you want to be able to have all of them out there because those are all the setups that I'm looking at that look good. But on the streams, obviously, I'm walking you through like which ones look good, which ones I'm not really looking at anymore, and then providing new tickers once they do come up. But again, remember, I don't know which ones are going to run, but I know exactly what stocks look like before they're most likely going to make huge moves. Like me then, like think about it like this. If I did say these are listed by priority of which ones are going to run first, that might be the most arrogant thing that I could ever say. I don't know which ones are going to run first. You know? Like, because that would be like me being able to tell the future. I can't tell the future. Sometimes you guys think I can, but I don't. I just like, the reason why things work so well is because we know what we're looking for in the market. We know exactly what these tickers look like every single time they go to make big moves. Does that make sense, DB? Like how, like if I were to say that, that would be a crazy thing to say. Even though everybody calls me a lizard, like that's a joke. I'm not a lizard. I can't tell the future. Sometimes it looks like I can, but that's just because I've sat and stared at these charts forever. His lizard skills have limits. See? Here they go again. Because like then the next logical conclusion would be is if you can tell the future, I should be a billionaire, a trillionaire, a quadrillionaire, you know? I like that Z-scaler setup. It is extended, but with that type of post-earnings move, you can typically see a round two. That's exactly what a lizard would want us to think. All right, guys. That's the other thing, too, about the grid. It's like, I just tell you guys how it is. Like, I'm not one of these people that's just going to be like, oh, no, I know for sure this, that. No, nobody does. Guys, I'm not a lizard. I can't tell the future. I know when I give you guys multi-hundred and multi-thousand% trades, it does look that way, but I'm not a lizard. YouTube doesn't think I'm a lizard. They demonetize me. Because I was talking about all those epic trades that we hit all the time. LYV. No, we wouldn't look at this. I mean, the weekly, yeah, it already broke out. You wouldn't touch that now. You'd be chasing it, which we would never do. There was something else. Maybe we looked at this last week, and that's why I remember this chart. There was something with an L in it that I was kind of interested in on a weekly. It might have been that one. But, like, Slaughter, yeah, it is moving up. But yeah, once you guys see how simple and effective and easy what we do actually is, you're going to be like, why wasn't I doing this before? It's like, I don't know, man. Did you just, like, have it in your head that you don't want to make money in the market? Like, but yeah, market's not, I mean, it's just doing its thing. Shark finning over here. There's not going to be really all that much to do here today. We'll probably wrap it up soon. Enjoy the weekend and then move on from there. I want them to give me like a, you know what I'm really excited for is for all of you guys that are coming in to like, because like we're going to start heating up on earnings season 2. What is Pogo? Pass one, get one free on starter or expert? Oh, that's pretty sick. That's a pretty sick deal. Yeah, use code VIX on my funded futures on that, guys. That'll be good. The expert accounts have the best rules in the futures prop industry. Apex just allows you to get the most funding. So use code VIX on either of them. I know Apex is doing an 80% off sale right now, and that my funded futures sales, that's pretty good. Pass one, get one free on a starter or expert. I would do the experts. Even though they're more expensive, I would do the experts. Just because the rules are better. And then if you can get another one, if you pass it, that's perfect. We also haven't had a lot of those volatility zones recently too. That is where you guys really see the lizard stuff when I just highlight the zone for you guys in the morning and then it just perfectly rejects off of it. Like, how'd you do that? It's like, it's not that hard. Uh-oh, U.S. prepares action targeting allies' chip plants in China. Oh, amazing. Reaper, that's a good deal. ETN on the weekly. Yep, daily looks really good here too on it. But again, doesn't mean I'm going to trade it. No. I wouldn't touch this now. The daily now looks good on it, but after that weekly wick, I probably would leave that alone. I'd probably leave that one alone. Oh no, the market's getting killed. Right off of the, what do you call it? What did we talk about in the pre-market as being the level that we needed to watch today? 60.72. What's the high? 60.70.75. Sorry guys, I was a point and a quarter off the high of day for you. My bad. I'll do better next time. Sorry. I didn't get it to the tick. I was off by 5 ticks. My bad. Yeah, fun week. I'll have a YouTube video out for you guys probably tomorrow. Top tick the zone and crash through the bottom. 100% a lizard. I'm not a lizard. I can't predict the future. Or can I? No, I can't. It's just probabilities, guys. That's all it is. All right, folks. I think we're going to wrap it up here for today. Little bit of a shorter stream on a Friday than we would typically do, but it is very slow. Not really a whole lot of news coming out here. Market, again, this is still fine for the market here. Having it close right around flat. Those of you guys that are hopping into the group this weekend, welcome. You guys are getting in at the perfect time. Watch the videos over the weekend. If you guys have any questions about anything, just ask me. Don't use Discord DMs. I won't respond to you. If you need to message me, please do it in one of the general chats, or just do it on Instagram or Twitter. I'll see them there. But yeah, guys, really fun week. Great work, everybody. Oh, also, make sure you guys use code JUNE so you get 50% off your first 2 months. It's literally only $1 a day. Where's the bottom zone? Well, no, you just don't want it to sell back down to here. That would be not good for the market. But we will see, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be an interesting weekend, I think. We're going to see some interesting news come out. And that watch list that I'll have for you guys this weekend will be probably pretty filthy. So, have a good weekend, guys. Hit that like button on the way out. It was fun. Welcome to everybody that's new. Other than that, folks, I will see you. Peace.